Check, check, check. Hey, you know what?
You said you mind? Okay, so did you want to play it? Or make it? Okay, oh, well, I need to hear more of it. There's no chance.
Hey, great to see you, buddy.
Good
Just
morning.
place something. Almost forgot about you.
Good morning. Okay.
Having lunch, Charlie? Okay. Great. Well, I can't eat all this food. You're too honey. No, I have to go to work. Just run 8 up.
We're looking forward to meeting you for lunch today.
Lunch? We planned last week.
Almost as forgetful. I don't think this vegetarian thing for you at all.
It's not bad, Mom.
Help me fold Sally's clothes, will you?
Sure.
Wash my clothes. They weren't dirty. They were looking a little dingy.
Hey, you're dry clean only. You don't want to be wasting money dry cleaning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know folks are still trickling on in. That's all good. But right where we are, I invite you just stand as you're able. So happy, so excited, great
It
to
was
see
yet another one of your
everyone.
friends who
Good,
came and checked
feeling
a
good.
few weeks ago. What friend?
Let's try this.
You should know.
This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice. And be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
All stories in
I will rejoice and be glad in it.
One possibility of a
This is the day that the Lord has made. Try that again. This is the day.
Your area of expertise is not
This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. I will rejoice.
just like to be
I will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. Well, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord. Go and hug somebody, greet someone, say good morning, say I love you. Say something.
You displayed your books last week.
day. This is the day that the Lord first. There you go. It's called Give the Drummer Some. But very happy, excited. Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Day we've never seen before, we'll never see again. It is holy, it is created in God's sight, image. And God said it's good. Here we are. To join in service, realize, experience, affect oneness with God, as God. Can we enter a posture of prayer, or maintain that? Speaking those words of the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I proclaim the purpose of the Guidance Church is to be a beacon light that uncovers the divine root in every living being and thing. By use of the science of mind that affirms there is no spot where God is not. Such quality and uplifting of consciousness is achieved by awakening the human mortal being to the immortal, indwelling, overarching, and ever expanding revelation of God in us, God through us, God as us, out of which acceptance, well-being emerges. Amen. Please be seated. Please have well-being emerge. And yet we are, celebrating. We're talking time all month long, no time flat. And we'll have our announcements momentarily. A couple things I do want to highlight. Actually, sure it's in here. I didn't look. This Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. We'll have a 1-hour Zoom discussion centered around the ideas of this book, Ernest Holmes, Creative Mind and Success. Creative Mind and Success. We know that creative principle is a part of our divine nature and reflection. God is creator. God is mind. We have creativity. We have a mind. It's like God. So creative mind and success, right? Success is what? Just getting what you want, pretty much. What you aim for. Creative mind and success. So that's going to be a powerful conversation. Wednesday, the Zoom link is in the program, and those on Zoom today and streaming, it's the same link that you are on right now. So just join us on that same link. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. We want to chop it up, creative mind and success. And then also mark your calendar, Saturday, October 18th. Saturday, October 18th. We're having a Guidance Family Fun Day. The aim is to extend our arms, extend our love to the community right this immediate area and beyond. And so anticipate food, anticipate games for kids, anticipate music and karaoke, drumming circle, and even a bazaar. So one of the things, so we have, do we have those flyers, or you just got? Okay, there's a couple, we can look at them now, but we still got a few weeks, and we can get those flyers out. You'll get them electronically too. And then part of that is a bazaar. Think yard sale, but we're gonna turn it up a notch. Okay, yeah, think estate sale, right? Yeah. Think consignment, but not consignment though. But you're encouraged, and we'll have more information on this. We got a few weeks out with this, to bring items that you are willing to donate to Guidance. We can turn around, sell them at this bazaar. Nice things, interesting things, curious things, significant things, valuable things, utilitarian things in good shape that you can donate, and we will sell them for good prices, and that money can go to Guidance. It will. And so we're excited about that. So for now, Pat Green the flyer has information. We're going to be getting that flyer out in the coming days. You'll get it electronically. We'll have them next week. And Saturday, October 18th, about 10 to 2-ish. Note that's also the same day as Taste of Soul, right, which is going longer that same day, just up the road here. And so we figured let's just be a part of that celebration in our own way. So we're very excited. We're getting the word out. It's going to be a special day, and you're going to do your part to make it special. If you're interested in volunteering, just speak to Pat Green, and more details to come with that. All right? So thanks so much. Let's continue service. Queen Goddess Kimberly Smith.
Good morning, Guidance family.
Good morning.
We continue streaming on Zoom for members and friends to be in virtual service with us. Additionally, we have a YouTube channel and are now live streaming and recording our services for revisiting at any time. Simply go to YouTube and search Guidance Church Service. We bless our outreach introduction of Guidance Church to connect with the many, not only YouTube, but also a most welcome in-person visit at our physical location. To our live streaming audience, our location is 7225 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90043. Visit our website at guidancelife.org. There you can find more information about what we believe. Also, be sure to invite your family and friends to join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. To join our Zoom live stream, you simply visit our website at guidancelife.org. On the menu across the top of the screen, select Watch Live. Then click on the button that states Click Here. Your family and friends will be able to join us. There are many ways to donate to Guidance. One is via Zelle to guidancechurch@gmail.com. Another is on the website at guidancelive.org and click the Donate button. You can still mail your donations to the church at Guidance Church, P.O. Box 431-770, Los Angeles, California, 90043. Please remember that we have a prayer box in the foyer. If you put your prayer request in the box, a practitioner will pray for you for 30 days. If you need immediate prayer, please see a practitioner after service. Thank you.
Thank you. Our practitioner on duty today will lead our invocation momentarily is Delana Thomas. Grateful. And as we sound our bell, our gong today, this idea of time. Now we know that from the moment a bell is rung, the sound extends out forever, even beyond when we can audibly hear it, it just continues out forever. So from the moment it's struck on into the future forever. But hopefully we realize also that it does exist in the past as well. What do I mean? Before it struck, it's getting ready to strike. I can hear you want to hit it, right? But right before it struck, can you hear it at all already? It exists throughout eternity, and so do we.
I come to you in my meditation time. You speak to me. You tell me that all is fine. I listen to you in your still small voice, reminding me that I always have a choice. I can do things my way or listen to what you say. I come to you in my meditation time. You speak to me. You tell me that all is fine. I listen to you in your still small voice, reminding me that I always have a choice. I can do things my way. I can do things my way. I can do things my way, or listen to what you say.
I invite you to close your eyes and join me in a word of prayer. Giving thanks for this day, this right here and right now moment. Knowing that God is here, God is as each and every one of us. Knowing that we are God's gifts, Godlings, God's walking wonders. And as we know this power that is in each and every one of us, knowing that it is as me, as you, I stand here today and I speak my word for this service, blessing all that is in attendance here, those that are not, those that are watching. I speak a word of blessing for our beloved Dr. Claire, our ecclesiastical director, as she so lovingly supports guidance, as she continues to show up as her God self, supporting and loving. I bless our minister, Dr. Seth Pickens, as he delivers the message today, knowing that divine truth and wisdom and clarity speaks through him as him in his powerful presence. I speak a word of blessing for our congregation as well, knowing that the words that are spoken today will be received, and a reminder that we truly are ever expanding. And I know that as we continue to grow and be more in tune, that we continue to remember the truth of who we are. And that as we go out into the world today, that truth shines to others, just in our being. And I release these words to the universe, knowing that all is well, and knowing that our musicians as well too, we bless them today as they so lovingly show up each Sunday, sharing their gifts and talents. And I release these words to the universe, knowing that it is so. And so it is.
I come to you in my meditation time. You speak to me. You tell me that all is fine. I listen to you in your still small voice, reminding me that I always have a choice. I can do things my way. I can do things my way. I can do things my way. Or listen to what you say. There can be no darkness where there is light. When you walk by faith and not by sight, in your eyes there's a flicker, in your heart a flame. It's the power of God working in you, and it's calling out your name. When will you answer? When will you answer? There can be no coldness where there is heat. A decision to surrender can be so sweet. Stop fighting the power to receive love, or the power to forgive. Will you release yourself from bondage? Will you allow yourself to live? When will you answer? When will you answer? The time is now. Don't wait any longer. The time is now. Can you feel yourself getting stronger? The time is now. Don't hesitate. The time is now. Don't wait too late. there can be no showers without the rain. It can wash away the guilt and drown out the shame. How long will it take for you to realize that your life is not your own? Though you were born into your family on earth, it's to God's kinship you belong. When will you answer? When will you answer? Oh, your breakthrough is coming. It's clear to see. So drop all of your worries and what used to be, and herald the words your mama said, and know that what she said was true. There are cattle on 1,000 hills, and yours are waiting for you. When will you answer? When will you answer? The time is now. Don't wait any longer. The time is now. Can't you feel yourself getting stronger? The time is now. Don't hesitate. The time is now. Don't wait too late. Your breakthrough is coming. It's clear to see.
They say leave them wanting a little more. But thank you. And our guest musician, Brother Christopher Spinks. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. And all of our musicians, Brother Ron Turner on drums, Brother Eric Mosley on the bass, Brother Jacques Lejour, guitar. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all. You see the readings in the bulletin, Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Albert Einstein says, time is the fourth dimension of space. There's actually another Bible passage I'd like us to consider, John chapter 14, starting at verse 2. You can jot that down or check it out in the app. John 14, starting at verse 2. Jesus says, in my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, there you may be also. Right? And we're talking time all month. First Sunday, we were looking at the fact that time is a construct, really. It's not inherent. We've just put these hours, minutes, days onto our understanding to help us essentially get work done, coordinate. And then last week we talked about Joshua and the sun stood still and how we can actually make the sun stand still. Today I want to speak about the past and the future and the idea that we exist in the past, the present, and the future. It can feel like that is not the case. It can feel like, you ever heard this said before? Well, what's past is past. You can't change the past. Right? And that makes some sense, right? I mean, it happened, it's over, right? You can't change the past. What's done is done. Or have you ever heard this said? No one knows what the future will hold, right? So we're in the present, this present moment, and there's no telling what the future holds, and what's happened in the past is already done. It can't be undone. It's over with, right? But then, have you ever stumbled on this bit of metaphysics? The metaphysics of finding a parking space. Now, if the past is past and it's over, it's true, and no one can predict what happens in the future is over, that would mean that whether or not you get a parking space has nothing to do with you and your mindset. Whether or not you get a parking space is just about, did somebody else leave before you did and get there? That's it. Or maybe did you get lucky or not? Maybe today you got lucky, maybe tomorrow you're not lucky and you can't find a parking space. But it has nothing to do with your own, because you only exist in the present moment, right? The past it's over. You can't control it. You can't control the future. So whether you get a parking space is just luck, or it's just, how it shakes out, according to that frame of mind. But I want to talk about the past, the future. I want to give you a little geometry lesson. All right, if that's all right. So here's geometry. Okay. Can I ask what grade is the young brother in? 4th grade? Okay, all right. You might get this better than some of you. All right. This right here, you ready? All right. Can you see this? This is called a line, right? It's a line segment, but it's a line, right? A line. This is a one-dimensional object. One dimension. There's only one way to get from A to B. One dimension, a line. There's A, there's B. And there's only one way to get there. You can't, if you stay on the line, right? Now that is called one dimension. Now this could be, certain aspects of our life are really one dimensional if we let them be. Certain ways, I have my way of doing things and I don't want to hit it. And then someone says, no, really, there's a much better, more efficient, cheaper way. No, I said no. It's just one dimensional. There's one way to get from A to B. That's how I live. That's how I do it. That's how I see it. That's what it is. One dimensional. That's possible. And what if someone says, but there's so many other ways to do it. You could go around here. You could go up. You could go. No, that's just my way of doing it. One dimensional. From here to there. That's how I look at money. I had a friend who would get a piece of money and then he would say, man, let me hurry up and spend this before it's gone. And he meant that. That's one dimensional. And I said, no, wait a minute, man. Do you understand? He said, nope, I got to spend it before it's gone now. It's gone. And then it was gone. He said, see, I'm glad. Because I know how things work. And he's right. That is exactly how things work on a one-dimensional plane. Kids, sometimes adults too, but kids, you ever seen a kid and the parents say, he won't eat anything but macaroni and cheese. That's all it is. I get hungry, I want macaroni and cheese, one dimensional. There's only one way to fill my belly. The job of a parent, part of that job is to show that, no, there's more to the world than just one dimension. This is one dimension, right? Only one way from A to B. Okay, with me so far? All right. And actually they call this, really want to get into the physics, they call it a gon, G-O-N, which just means angle or corner. Because even if I bend it and make it into an angle, there's still only one way to get from A to B. Even if I fold it up 100 times, there's still only one way to get from A to B. One dimension, one direction that I can move in. this way, one direction. That's the first dimension. Then, so they call that a gon. Then, if you put a few of those together, you get this. This is called a polygon, right? Because it is multiple angles. A triangle, a hexagon, right? Or anything. As long as it's two-dimensional. Now, this is two-dimensional. So any 2 points, now the one-dimensional still exists on the two-dimensional. But now, my point A to point B, I could still take the one-dimensional route to get from A to B, or now, as long as I'm staying on the paper, staying on the polygon, there are many other ways I could get from A to B also. There's multiple directions. There's a new direction. That's all a dimension is. Can you move in a different direction than you were moving in before? So one-dimensional is just boom, boom, here to there, A to B. I can go back and forth. That's it. Now, two-dimensional, I can go back to forth, or I can go side to side, and I can go everything in between, diagonal, right? Two-dimensional, right? You know, so the 1D exists on the gon, exists on the polygon, okay? And just like the gon exists on the polygon, you could still live a one-dimensional life if you want to, even though you're in 2 dimensions. But you can still just see your money. Well, let me spend my money before it's gone, because money is everything. Now, I can still think money is everything, but I say, okay, well, I don't have to spend it before it's gone. I can save it, I can invest it, but I still think money is everything. That's 2 dimensions. All right? A lot of times, now I don't mean no harm, but I met some black folks, I met some Democrats, and that's just how the world is seen. If it ain't black, it ain't right. Then I know some folks, if Trump said it, it's a lie. All right, well, keep listening. You can say that, right? But I mean, come on, really now? What? Now, I mean, come on now, really? What if? And it's not about him, but it's about anything in life. Am I just stuck on one surface? Because if I live a 2-dimensional life, I can never leave this surface. And as a matter of fact, my whole being, my perception, my everything is from this surface. So as a matter of fact, I can't even see in 3 dimensions from a 2-dimensional perspective. I can see 1 dimension. So if this passes by, if I'm looking through a 2-dimensional perspective and this passes by, all I see is a line, because this is all I'm seeing out of, is this one edge, right? So that's making sense. All right. Now, this is, you ever try to talk to somebody and the words just fall flat? They just can't hear what you're saying. They can't hear your perspective. And they say, what? I was talking to him, but it's like the words just fell flat. Fell on deaf ears. I was talking, but it just fell flat. They didn't hear it. They didn't receive it. They didn't, okay. This is called a polygon, right? Because it's multiple gons. Polygon. You could also call this a hedron. Hedron means face, because that's what it is. It's just one face, any 2-dimensional shape. So this is a hedron, right? This, we're doing arts and crafts over the weekend. This is a hedron, 2 dimensions. This is a polyhedron. Why? Because, in this case, a cube. It could be a pyramid, it could be a cone, it could be anything, right? Cylinder. 3-dimensional shape is a polyhedron, right? Why? Because multiple faces Now it fits on there, it fits right here. Matter of fact, you can't even see it, right? When it fits right there, because it fits so well. It's just one face. But a polyhedron, now that takes me into 3 dimensions. So there are, with the line, there's one way to get from A to B. With this, there's 2 ways to get from A to B, length and width. With this, there's 3 ways to get from A to B, length, width, and height. Now, I could live 2-dimensionally and I could be pretty good, but you will never fly in the 2nd dimension. In the 3rd dimension, you can fly because there's height. There's a new dimension. There's a new way of understanding it. Now, like I said, 1D exists on it. That's a line. As a matter of fact, a cube has 12 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Has 12 lines. So it's made up of lines. Now, if I was living 1-dimensionally as part of a 3-dimensional object, but I chose to still just live 1-dimensionally. It's still just macaroni and cheese. It's still spend the money before you get it. Even though it's still, don't trust white people. It's still whatever, 1-dimensional. But if someone said, no, don't you realize you are on a 3-dimensional surface and there's so many different ways to get it done, but if I want to just live 1-dimensionally, I can't. If I want to just be a line, even though I'm on a whole cube, I can't. If I want to be a square, even though I'm on a whole cube, it's just the face of it, but there's more to it, but depending on your perspective. Now, if I hold this just right, it might look like just a square to you. But then when you can see all the way around it, you can see that it is, in fact, a 3-dimensional object. Different planes, different faces. This is 3-dimensional living. That is, you ever been somewhere and when you first see, like another country, another culture, and when you first see them doing what they're doing, you're judging it from your own perspective. But then you can understand, no, they are a different face on humanity. So I live here, and this is all I saw, this is all I know, but really, I'm really just on one face of it. One hedron of the polyhedron, right? I am living here, so when I go over here and I see the way they do it, that's weird. Why y'all do it like that? They could ask me the same thing. We are just different faces on the same object, right? All right. So we call this a polyhedron, but you can also call it a choron, C-H-O-R-O-N. Choron means basically space, dwelling, room, right? Now, so we've been through what? Which dimension is this? A line. 1 dimension. Then we've been through this. This is 2-dimensional. Then we dealt with this. This is 3-dimensional, right? Now, there is a 4th dimension. There are actually infinite dimensions, but if we can get our head around 4 today, that would be pretty good. There is a 4th dimension. So I said this is called a hedron. Right, wait a minute. Make sure we're good. This is a gon. This is a polygon, also known as a hedron. This is a polyhedron, also known as a choron. A 4th dimensional object, they call that a polychoron. Now, they exist in math. They can write about it, they can talk about it, theoretically. Even if an example of a polychoron would be, see, we're limited in a 3rd dimensional understanding. So even if I could create it, you still would not be able to see it in the present moment. you would see its shadow. And I don't get too far into this. Basically, all right, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. Don't leave it alone. All right. See, this would be a little rabbit hole here. I'm gonna try to stay on point. But basically, all right, what I was gonna say was the shadow of one dimension is the lower dimension. All right. So the shadow of a line, when you shine that against the wall, the only shadow you're going to get is a point when you shine it directly. You're going to see a point on the wall. Point is 0 dimension. If I shine this on the wall, shine the light right here and shine this on the wall, all you're going to see is a line. If I shine this on the wall, all you're going to see is a square. If you've ever seen a angel, ghost, anything like that, and it looks like it's 3-dimensional, it's a shadow of a 4th dimension. That's what I was going to say. I didn't really. You're getting a shadow of it. So really, when you are looking at a 3-dimensional object, you are looking at the shadow of a higher dimensional being. So when we're talking to one another, no, my parking space, it is what it is. Nope, don't trust white people. Nope, spend the money before it's gone. Nope. Lower dimensions, lower dimensional thinking, and we're thinking we're in the 3rd dimension. Smack me, I'll smack you back. That's 3rd dimension. But we aren't dealing with 3rd dimensional beings. We are dealing with the shadow of a higher dimensional being. So what I'm saying is, you are not just a 3rd dimensional being, a meat sack. Now, of course, religion will tell you, yes, you're a spirit, you're an eternal spirit, you're an eternal being. But I'm telling you, physics will say the same thing. Just the fact that you appear as 3rd dimensional means that you are the shadow of a higher dimension. So you are at least a 4th dimensional being. We could talk 5th. Start getting beyond 5th, I don't know so much, but there are. You said who did? Jesus. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. But like I said, let's get to 4th here today. You can think about the 5th, 6th, 7th, and on to infinity. Actually, the AI, large learning models, they're approaching things. Some of the power is, and why people think it's God and it's alive, is that it's actually approaching things from hundreds, sometimes thousands of different dimensions. Whereas we operate in 3, we might get to 4. But that's why, we're worried about, is AI going to take over? Is AI God? That's a part of that conversation too, right? But here's my point. A 4D object, this is a polyhedron, also known as a choron. A 4-dimensional object is a polychoron. There are all types. Just like there are all types of 3-dimensional objects. This could be a pyramid, a cone, a cylinder, right? So similarly, there are all types of 4-dimensional objects. The best I could explain a 4-dimensional cube, they call it a hypercube. They talk about it in math, but you can't see it because all we can see is 3 dimensions. I can see length, width, height. I can see space. Anything that fits in space, the 4th dimension is time. If it was a hypercube, for example, there's 8 corners on a cube. Each of the 8 corners becomes a cube, but you can't see it because it exists in the 4th dimension. Albert Einstein said time is the 4th dimension. The past and the future, stretching out. You are a 4th dimensional being. Even 4th grade geometry knows that, right? You exist across the past, the present, and the future. I lifted this scripture up. Jesus said, in my Father's house are many rooms, many dwellings, many spaces. A 3rd dimensional object is a dwelling. It is a space. It is a room. It is a place where stuff fits inside. It's a room. Now, it's not, when he says in my Father's house are many rooms, it's not Quran. in Greek, in the New Testament Greek, but it is a synonym of koron, a space, a dwelling. In my Father's house, there are many dwellings. All right? So, and a lot of times people take that to mean, he said, in my Father's house are many mansions, right? So if you love Jesus when you die, you'll get one of those mansions, right? I don't know. I said a fourth dimensional cube would be 8 sides to the cube. Each side, one example of fourth dimensional object, there's many ways you could do it, would be if each of these was a cube. Each corner becomes a cube, right? Let me see if I can explain this like I want to explain. Do you know that, so the past and the future is a higher dimension. You cannot see the past and the future in the third dimension. I didn't say you can't see it. You can see the past and the future, can't you? You see the past and the future inside yourself, right? Now, so a polychoron, there would be 8 of these, and there'd be 4 of these in the past, 4 of these in the future, and you're looking at one of them. Do you not see and understand that, he said, in my Father's house, in eternity, there's many rooms. Is it not true that the past and the future are composed of multiple potentialities, multiple possibilities, multiple rooms, but in your third dimensional being, you can only exist in one of them? Does this make sense? So the past has 4 different options, at least 8. I'll just say 8. It actually has infinite. Now, if there's somebody, God forbid, I won't say that, but if, I don't know, somebody walks in here, dances the Watusi and walks out. If I ask 10 people what was that person wearing, I'm going to get 10 different answers. And then there's the actual truth. So we see the past not as it is, but as we are. There are multiple different. Now, if you saw one way, you saw a gray shirt, you saw a blue shirt, you saw an old man, you saw an angry man. That's 4 different paths right there. Which room am I choosing to live in in the past will determine what my present looks like and will speak to my future. Similarly for the future. What's tomorrow going to be like? Well, I don't know. That's one room you could live in. I'm going to tackle tomorrow with gratitude, and I'm going to feel and know the abundance of God everywhere I go. That's another room you could live in. Now, whichever one I say, it doesn't change much of this third dimensional appearance at a glance, but I'm operating in the hyperchorons of the fourth dimension, choosing which one I'm going to live in. He said, in my Father's house, there are many rooms. If it wasn't so, I would have told you, I'm going to prepare a place for you so that where I am, you may be also. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. So there are many rooms you could be in: optimism, pessimism, politics, whatever you want to call it. Victim, there's a victim room. And don't you know, of all the infinite rooms you could choose, if I chose the past victim room, that influences what my present is going to look like. So yes. So like I said, we're talking polychorons. That means there's 8 ways at least of seeing the past, 8 ways of seeing the future. How about this? I just come from a crazy family. That's a room I chose. Not that I'm going to say I chose the family. That's another conversation too. But what I'm saying is I choose to see it that way. Now, has anyone ever been through this? Man, I just come from a crazy family. Now, you are putting yourself in a fourth dimensional room that will dictate your present and your future. But you chose that because you chose to see it that way. Then, maybe I heal a little bit and it goes from, you ever experienced this? It goes from, I came from a crazy family to, I realized my parents were doing the best they could and I actually have compassion. Now, when I can heal, I put myself in a different hyperchoron. I put myself in a different room. And so when it goes from, man, my whole family's crazy, to, man, I realized my parents did the best they could and they were actually loving me in their own way. And now I got compassion and understanding. Now I put myself in a different room. I'm put myself in a different past, which puts me in a different present, which puts me in a different future. It's a different elemental room. Now, if I'm stuck in my politics, my programming, my perspective, I can't see things right in front of my face. Don't you realize your parents were doing the best they could? I know they're crazy as hell. And my current state is their fault. So now, but see, I'm saying my current state is their fault. I think I'm speaking one-dimensionally, but I don't just exist in one dimension. I exist across the past, present, and future. So just when I say, yeah, I think they're crazy, and it's their fault I'm like this, I think I'm letting myself off the hook. But really all I'm doing is narrowing my own reality. Because instead of, I'm in this position because they crazy. But now I can see, wait a minute, I'm eternal. They did the best they could. And I've always had a certain power and agency. Now I put myself in a different eternal room. When he said, look, there are many rooms you could be in. I'm going to prepare a place for you so that the room that I'm in, you can be in that room also. That's the Christ consciousness room, right? Now, this is why phases of grief. That's what phases of grief are. You put in yourself, which room? Those are the rooms that we must walk through. What's the first phase of grief? Denial. That's a room, I just can't accept it. That's a room, and as long as you're in that room, I just can't accept what happened. That's going to dictate how you act in the present, and it's going to set your future. Then now, after that one, denial, then comes anger. That's progress, but we ain't there yet. That's progress, though. So now I put myself in an anger room. I can't believe it. Right. Now, if that's where that's where my head is. I could be smiling in the third dimension. And like I said, we in the third dimension, so really all you seeing is a two-dimensional shadow anyway. So I can just smile at you all day. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine. But deep in my soul and in the eternity of me, I'm in the anger room right now. Then there's bargaining, right? I was about to say, man, they ran me out that church. I was about to say, hold on, wait a minute. Let me reframe this situation. Bargaining, now this is 6 years ago. More that happened, but 6 years ago. When I was in that bargaining phase, I took a job at the post office. Your Dr. Seth was driving that white square truck. Why? That was the bargaining phase. Because I figured when I ran out of there, I figured, well, as long as I just get a job, everything will be all right. So I just went and grabbed the job. Now they got Dr. Seth carrying a mail pouch. I'm spraying off dogs with mace. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But it was to the point where I'm in the truck with another Hispanic brother, and he was convinced. Have you ever seen Undercover Boss? Where like it's really the CEO, but he's there working. He was convinced that I was the undercover boss. Because of the rooms I had been in, and because of what I knew I was right in the present moment, he was like, you can't be no mailman. And I said, man, the saddest part of it is I really am. But that's where I was. Then I put yourself in the depression mode, which is really anger 2.0. But I'm not here to talk about just, it is. It's anger that you don't feel you have a right to have. So now I'm in the depression room. Now I can smile if I want to, but see, sometimes, you ever seen a real depressed person and they put up the 3D smile, you see the 2D image, but you can see the 4D in you can see that it's just a facade. It's just a hedron. It's just a face. And now you get to acceptance. Now, if I can put myself in the acceptance of the past room, now that's that healing. Now, I look different. Now, and then they see you 6 months later, they say, oh man, you look like yourself. Right? And I'm setting my future up on the same note. All right, so Jesus said it. In my Father's house, there are many rooms, many dwellings. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, there you may be also. Now, do you understand? That has nothing to do with blue-eyed Jesus versus Afro-pick Jesus. If I'm stuck on blue-eyed Jesus versus Afro-pick Jesus, because guess what? Whatever color your eyes, whatever color your hair are, it's going to die out. Even Jesus lasted, they say, 33 years. That person is dead. Christ consciousness lives on. That's what he meant when he said, I'm going, and where I'm going, I'm setting it up for you so that where I am, not where I was, not how you identify me, but where I am, there you can be also. Well, what is Christ? We know the highest awareness of love, of unity, of oneness, of enlightenment, of consciousness, right? Of peace, right? Right? Now, that's hard to see in the third dimension. As a matter of fact, it's impossible to see it in the third dimension. That's why Jesus said, flesh and blood cannot perceive this, but by spirit. Right? Now, here's what happens sometimes. You ever meditated? What do you think is happening? When you meditate, and then in a moment, you have that moment where you can't feel where you end and the rest of the world begins, and you're aware of the oneness of the blah, blah, blah. And I'm not making light of that. But what I'm saying is, do you know you just, when that happens, okay, I'm meditating, bam, I'm one with everything. And I get it, and I understand there is no here or there is no form, there is no substance, right, all that, right? What you did was, and then you wake up, and you go, oh crap, I'm late for work, and you start running, right? When I was in that meditative state, I just opened the door to one of these chambers and took a glance in and saw how glorious it really was and could be. But I didn't stay there, because then the bell went off, and now I gotta go. Now I gotta go back and worry about some bills. Right? But now I can tell people forever, you know. If they ask me about God, I can say, I realize that I'm one with everything, and the unity of God is the consciousness of life. And I can say that not because I'm really necessarily living there, but because I took a glance once. You better watch out for that too. and I can go running around talking about the little glimpse I had. But we are invited to have more than a glimpse. Jesus put it this way. He said, I confer, Luke 22, I confer on you a kingdom, just as my Father conferred on me, so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom of Christ consciousness, to be nourished, to drink from the waters of life, not just to take a glimpse. All right? Now, I could tell the line. I lost my line. Okay, wait, here we go. Here's my 1D. Now, I could tell the line, you know, you actually are part of a cube. Because this has a line too. I mean, that's a line, right? That's a line. That's a line. Now, if the line just want to be a line without awareness of its larger dimensionalities and possibilities and the places it can go, that's fine for the line if that's how the line wants to be, right? And now, if you don't want to believe what I'm saying, you don't want to believe Einstein, you don't want to believe Jesus, I know you don't believe me then, that you are multi-dimensional, eternal, past, present, future of now. You could take it or leave it, no problem. But the fact is, I'm going to stand on it, you are eternity. You are heaven. Choose gratitude, choose abundance, choose joy, choose understanding, choose love. Put yourself in the eternal rooms that you want to be in. It has much less to do with this third dimensional moment than we recognize. It is about this moment, but this moment is more than half a second. See, the Zen say the present is half a second. No, the present is eternal, and you are in it. Live it, get in the Christ room, and you might even find yourself a parking space. Amen.
Amen.
Just with a treatment here, acknowledging the great I am. Daring to step in an eternal room, not with hands and feet, but with heart, mind, consciousness, and true reality, into eternal rooms of Christ consciousness, of love, of understanding, of wisdom, of healing, miracles, joy. To frame the past that way. To shift past pain into understanding divine order. Finding that gratitude. Finding that new reality. Same for the future. To spend some time there. Spend some time in tomorrow. And when I get to the mansion of tomorrow, let me decide which rooms I'm in and which ones I'm not. Knowing we are eternal. Such a great gift to be grateful for, to live into, to let go and just be. And so it is. Amen.
Draw from what you have within. Oh, draw from the kingdom within. Oh, draw from what you have within. Oh, draw from the kingdom within. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven, and that heaven is in you. Oh, from what you have within. Oh, draw from the kingdom within. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And that heaven is in you. Heaven is in you. Heaven's in you.
Yes, draw from within. So beautiful. Let's give our musicians some more love. Yeah. Brother Ron, Brother Moses, Brother Jacques Christopher, and his beautiful voice. Thank you. Christopher writes most of these songs. I think he wrote all of these songs. Yeah, so it's such a ministry your songs are. So thank you so much. So happy. He's here every third Sunday. We're so happy that he can commit to that. We appreciate that. Yeah, so big love. And a moment, please. I said, Dr. said, that message requires so much unpacking. It was such an in-depth message, so huge. So let's take a moment together and tap in. What did you catch for you? What did you really listen that spoke to you? Take a moment with that. Yes. Ashe. I mean, that was a full upload and a powerful download. So let's give Dr. Seth some more love. We have the best spiritual leader and senior minister, an amazing metaphysician in Dr. Seth. I was so excited sitting there. Just so many things. Wow. Whoa, just whoa. So just whoa. Okay, Clara, settle down. Do we have any, do we have any, who are our first time visitors today? Please stand. Our first time visitor, please stand. Please stand and remain standing. Okay. Guidance, folks, from that wellspring within, that Christ consciousness in us, that love within us. Let's rub it, our hands, activate it. Outstretch them. Welcome to Guidance.
Welcome to Guidance.
We're glad to see you.
We're glad to see you.
We're blessed by your presence.
We're blessed by your presence.
We appreciate you being here.
We appreciate you being here.
Please come again.
Please come again.
And we are blessed by you.
We're blessed by you.
Thank you.
And so right after service, we invite our guests, everyone, just join us in the library. We have a gift for our guests and some refreshments, right? Fantastic. Right after service. And so, but now we will receive an offering for for guidance for the church and to take those same ideas of what we were just speaking about. So how do I frame it across eternity? Because it's so easy in a finite plane of the third dimension. Of course, money, time, everything appears finite in a finite dimension. But if I can go to these rooms, these Christ rooms, I actually had to accept, as much as I wanted to just have money be finite, had to accept that, is this not true? Everything I've needed, wanted up to this point has come. And it's coming, if you look 15, 20 years ago, it's coming consistently, it's coming from multiple directions, and it's coming in, so far, ever increasing amounts. So let me just frame my past that way. Let me stay in that room. And that does transform the present and the future as well. So that's one way to go about it or to think about it. But this is not a guilt thing or a compelling thing. But it's an opportunity to share and even to step beyond current dimensions, and of course to support this church and this ministry and your own thinking and knowing at whatever level, amount that is right now. So we're very grateful for everyone and for Brother Paul standing in. So grateful. And if you want a Zelle, it's just guidancechurch@gmail.com. guidancechurch@gmail.com. Those on Zoom and streaming see that on the screen now. Very grateful for you. And let us give, be generous as God is generous. As Usher comes. Thank you. Creator, sustainer, provider of all. That spark of providence, provision, abundance that has never been extinguished completely, even in this third dimension. We see glimmers of higher dimensions. We see glimmers of loaves and fish. Glimmers of more than enough, and often more than glimmers. We know it, we choose to walk in it. We're grateful. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Amen. Let's stand, please. And just touch somebody's hand. We just close out. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me. over 700. Every occasion. I had so many going through my head, but I couldn't come to the right part. You guys are awesome.